All right, preparing to live stream the meeting. Next.
Nice. Oh my gosh, these onions smell so good.
Oh, I wish there were a way to like,
Send.
yeah, like
The future's coming, my
digitally
friends.
send me the good smells.
Yep. Do you remember Smell-O-Vision? Like it was like Nickelodeon. It had like 4D, and you had to get the glasses or something.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? You would have been like, might have been a little bit after your time. Listen, Smell-O-Vision. It was like, I don't know how they did it, but you wore these glasses and you watched a Nickelodeon movie or something, and you could smell the smells. I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, I think it was a thing, and if not, I had a wild imagination as a kid.
Right. So, got the link now. All right, people, we're coming. Hang with me. Copy. Nice. All right, let's go. Email. The week went by so fast. I don't know about you, but I intended on like checking to see if I could, like, how there's got to be a way to do the pre like link whatever.
Nope, I feel you. It was a very fast week. I got a COVID vaccine over the weekend. That was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, congrats.
I know. I feel very elite.
Okay. So we got a link. Now I just got to give them the photo. All right, not bad, not bad.
Okay.
All coming back to me. A little memory here. Okay. Boom. Oh, I didn't give him a caption. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll be okay. Okay. Well, we'll just wait right here until people come on in.
Come, friends. Come join us.
Yes, yes. This was a great time last time. In fact, we had so much fun. We didn't even talk about volleyball.
We were learning so much.
We were. Massage the kale.
Massage the kale. If you respect yourself, you're going to massage that kale.
No, I'm going to give this to our coaches because I didn't do that last time.
Yeah, what are our coaches up to?
I don't know. There we go. Boom. Okay. Let the info travel the interweb and eventually, hopefully, quickly end up in the palm of your hand.
Did this get up on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so.
Did it get up on MySpace? More important question. Was MySpace involved?
Dude, let's talk about MySpace. I don't know what happened to my MySpace.
Who's in your top 8 MySpace?
My gosh. You know, I can actually remember 2005 and I was searching the web for a way to put one of my like skateboarding videos on my MySpace page.
Yes.
And I discovered YouTube in its beta infancy. Didn't know what it was, but within 30 minutes, well, probably not 30 minutes, within an hour, my video was on the internet. And I just remember thinking, I've been looking for something like this for years, right? I
Yeah.
wish I would have known, like, hey, this is going to be the next biggest thing.
Gosh, I would have bought some stock.
Dude, we all would have. Jeez.
You remember, like, I feel like learning how to write like code was the easiest thing ever at the time. And or now I'm like, I'm not as smart as I was back in 2006.
I learned very basic code, and then I was like, okay, I don't know about this. And then Yahoo came out with this thing called GeoCities, where you could like make your own website. Yeah. I don't know whatever happened to all that.
But... Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a blast from the past.
I had so many pictures from like the early 2000s that I put on either whatever was around at the time, but now I don't have any of those platforms. I don't have any of those photos. I think once upon a time Shutterfly was like, we're gonna delete everything if you don't download. And
Photo Bucket was one of them I used. And I remember Googling my Photo Bucket ID one time, and I found all those pictures because I had an open Photo Bucket account or something. And I was like, oh, sweet. And I just copied them all there. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I didn't plan very well. All my 2000 to 2000, well, probably not 2000. I would say like I was still doing, camera roll, drop it off at, the whatever, Safeway, whatever, and they would like hard copy photos. What am I thinking of? What is it used to be called? I don't know. Film drop, photo drop, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those instant sort of one-time use cameras.
Oh, Polaroid. Oh, disposable cameras. Wait, Polaroid?
Disposables. Yeah, that's right. No, I wasn't that fancy. Okay. Let's see if it's made it up there. Hasn't made it yet. All right, give me 1 second. Right back.
Okay. You still with me? Can't tell if I lose internet or not. Hello.
Okay. Well, I'd say we might as well get this party started.
All right.
Cool. Welcome everybody to our Taco Tip Tactics Tuesdays live stream. We are back. This is our third one, and we've got our featured coach and guest chef, Alicia. Alicia, say hi to everybody.
Hello, bienvenidos to Taco Night.
Excellent, excellent. What are we making tonight? What do you got for us?
Tonight we have an entry from Tegan, And we are making some. Okay, I modified this a little bit actually because she sent a recipe for like a creamy chicken tacos. But I thought I could make this a little bit more fun and user friendly for like leftovers. If we, and I don't think this would have been great inside of a corn tortilla. So we're gonna put these inside of a flour tortilla. We're gonna roll them up and we're gonna make flautas.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a creamy chicken. We've got tomatoes. We've got some diced green chilies. We've got onions and bell peppers going in here.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna add some cream and pepper jack cheese to make it like a thick and saucy before we roll them in and crisp them up. And then, you know, the flautas are like big taquitos. Flautas are actually taquitos, but with a flour tortilla. And it's something good that you can have like the next day too, which is pretty cool. So this is like a make ahead type of deal.
Awesome. I love that. That's what I'm looking forward to, is getting to that next level where I can look at a recipe and know like how I can modify it for certain things, but one of them being like you said, more user friendly for like next day sort of leftover. I think that's great.
I thought it might be there was like a call for mayo, and I'm not a fan of mayo, but I thought, well, it's just trying to add a creaminess factor. So what if I add some heavy cream and cheese and kind of make like a cheese sauce to bind that chicken? So
look at who we've got.
Hi. What's up, guys?
Hi, friends.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for coming by, you guys.
Yeah.
How we doing, NPJ?
Break from the action. Yeah, we're going.
I'm so jealous that I do not get to eat this lovely food. What's up with that, Alicia?
I know. Technology is coming, my friend, and we'll be able to zoom it directly to you. Hopefully.
Is this
Tegan's that's the world I want to live in. Yeah, this is Tegan's recipe.
Yes. Love
so
it.
I was just telling Mike that what she sent me was like a creamy chicken kind of filling, and instead of putting it in a taco, we're gonna roll them up and we're gonna make flautas, which are essentially a taquito, but with a flour tortilla. And then, like, you know, you can have it tomorrow. It'll travel and pack well for lunches and stuff. So pretty tasty. Yeah. Just shredding my chicken.
A little flauta to go right before SAQ tomorrow if you're in Salem. I don't know.
Yeah, right? Protein punch.
But
Bend was out there today in the snow.
Love it. I love it.
Dude. That's hard. That's rock and roll right there.
There was a lot of kids out there too.
Dedication. Talk about getting better right now.
These kids, they want to get out there. They want to get better.
Sounds like snow volleyball is going to be a thing here soon.
Yep.
Are we going to put a team together, Mike? A coach's team?
I guess. I don't, you know me. It's outdoor, so I think of it kind of like beach. I don't know a thing about outdoor volleyball, so if you need me to hold your towel and
Mike, we are the A team.
No,
let's go.
Yeah, that's right. You guys took third in Seaside.
Dude, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I know we were, you know,
in the rain, by the way.
In the rain. We should have won that too. If I were in better shape,
it's because I set you the ball.
Dude, Courtney. Follow the game plan. Literally told you, Courtney, I'm going to set you up with this pass. I need you to hit it. Don't give it back to me.
Option. Don't make me jump.
You said it back to me.
Jump, you're yelling at me, Courtney.
Dude, I couldn't move. Oh my God. Good times though. We did take third. And you know what? We got a little prize. We got a backpack with some stuff in it. I still use the backpack, and I guess it was like a cooling sweat towel chamois kind of thing. I don't know.
Something like that.
ShamWow. Yeah. I mean, not that nice, but.
Guess what's happening at 8:58 tomorrow morning?
What's happening at 8:58?
Courtney's registering a lot of teams for GJNC in Las Vegas this June and July.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow.
Las
Yeah.
Vegas, here we come.
Man,
That's so exciting.
I can just taste it. I mean, I can see it. It's just around the corner. It's there. I'm going to remember this moment when we're at JO's. I'm going to say, man, we're making tacos and now we're making volleyball memories.
Lisa, we're going to have to get like a Airbnb or something. We're going to have to get an Airbnb or something. So we have a kitchen. So we can recreate these tacos.
Taco Light will live on, my friend.
Yes.
I gotta say, when I thought you were cooking like scrambled eggs in the, because from the video it kind of looked like scrambled eggs.
Here, Mike. Here's a fun fact for you.
Yeah.
This looks like scrambled eggs. Nice. It's just some orange bell pepper and some onion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something fun I like to do. This is a tip for you. When recipes call for chicken that I don't necessarily need to bake and it's shredded, I don't always boil my own because these rotisseries I'll pull apart and they're so packed with flavor that I don't have to do a lot of work. I just have to come home and shred it too. So there's a little roundabout.
I
so
love that tip. I was actually wondering. It looked like I was looking at the bowl of chicken. I thought you had to do all this like prep work ahead of time, but smart.
No.
I love it. Uh-oh.
Alicia, that's kind of like
something like this, like very like stringy. That's kind of like what?
That's kind of like the chicken you got when we were in Lakeview, Oregon.
Lakeview? Dude, town of 2,200. Loved it.
Hey, but they had rotisserie chickens for us.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I remember it. Oh my gosh. I was so volleyballed. Yep. I said, let's go to Safeway. I want a rotisserie chicken, and I shredded that thing. I went to town on it.
Hey, you made a burrito.
Yeah, I made a very decent burrito. Okay, let's see here.
Hey, well, we've got some more work to do tonight, guys, but we wanted to stop in and say hi.
Cool.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. We'll send you a photo of the final product.
Yes.
And yeah, tonight we're actually going to talk about volleyball too, because we had so much fun last time with Courtney hanging out with us. We didn't talk about volleyball, so there will be tips and tactics tonight, not just tacos.
Yes.
Cool. All right, NPJ family, have fun tonight, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Buenas noches.
Bye, Adam. Bye, Court.
See you guys.
Bye.
It's looking good.
I'm gonna add some heavy cream and some pepper jack cheese, and I'm gonna make this like a cheese sauce.
Okay.
So when I add the chicken, it'll be like really thick and kind of like sticky. And then I can easily roll it up into my tortillas.
What kind of pan we working with? Is it the same pan as last time?
I think it's the same pan as last time. It feels like it. I feel like I use this pan a lot. You know those pans that you're like, this is my go-to pan.
Yeah.
I have a pan that's this big, and every day I make 2 fried eggs on a tortilla for lunch, and I love it. It's a friend now.
Last week we were talking about the stainless steel, so I did cook something in the stainless steel pan this past week.
How'd you do?
Which was great.
Nice.
Awesome. It didn't stick. It didn't destroy the pan. It was easy to clean. And I had made a clam spaghetti kind of dealio.
Wow.
Yeah. So
good for you.
I saw a recipe online that I thought I could do, and it turned out okay. I mean, it was good.
Would you make it again, or what would you change about it?
I would I would add onions. This one didn't have onions in it, so I think I would add some onions to flavor it up a little bit. Um, it called for like half a cup of dry white wine, but
Okay.
and I don't know if that's supposed to help like make some sauce, but it pretty much all evaporated. So it's
Yeah,
like a
because
very dry pasta.
the alcohol would cook out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it seems more of a flavor profile.
Okay.
Because look at this. You can see I just had heavy cream and cheese. When we swipe it and we can see it, means it's almost ready. Like it was so liquidy and now it's so sticky.
Okay.
So we know we're almost ready to add some chicken. I gotta keep stirring this.
I must confess that I watched this past week a couple episodes of this new like cooking show. I guess it's not new, but new to me. Like Selena Gomez is like a chef on HBO. She got her own
Oh,
TV
yeah,
show.
I wanted to see that. Yeah.
And I felt
totally
like I could relate so much because she's she's a great cook or chef, but she can do it. She does an excellent job following instructions. You know what I mean? So,
dude, sometimes you just got to be a foot soldier and do what you're told. Let's see here.
You added the chicken.
Yummy.
It's coming
yep,
together.
added the chicken. Look at that. It's nice and sticky. Oh my gosh. Got the chicken and the pepper jack cheese, and then I'm just going to add back some tomatoes, bell peppers, and I diced some green chilies. It's got a good color here. We got some red, some green, some orange.
I like it. So remind me again, what did you change or substitute? Okay, you did the flour tortilla.
I took out, so there's a few things. Yeah, the flour tortilla, and I'm using like a low carb, so it's pretty high in fiber tortilla. So that's a healthier option. This called for mayonnaise, and I really don't like mayonnaise. And it also called for this mixture to be baked for 20 minutes, but I didn't want to do that either because when I just put things into bake for it all to heat up together and cook a little bit, it's hard for me to monitor what it tastes like. So it's like, I don't know, too much trust for me. I'd rather just do it over here, thicken it up on the stove, and then be on my merry way. So I substituted, like, I made like a heavy cream or like a cheese sauce, a pepper jack cheese sauce instead of the mayo. And then I'm using a low carb tortilla before I fry it up. Put that aside.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna get it ready to work.
How about some tips and tactics?
Yeah. Let's see how this tastes.
Let's see here.
See, I'm glad I tasted it because it needs salt.
So when you bake it, you can't really taste.
No, I can't like add. Yeah.
I hear you.
I mean, like unless this was gonna be like a casserole or something, you know, but I didn't want to. I'm a hands-on person. I like working with it. And it needed a fair amount too, so I'm really glad that I didn't bake it, or else when I rolled it into the tortillas, I would have been pretty bummed.
This looks like it actually comes together kind of quick.
Yeah, pretty easy. Just softening some vegetables, put those aside. Add some heavy cream and cheese, add the chicken, add the veggies back. Yeah, this is pretty easy.
On how like toy boxes or games for kids will have like an age range, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, this is for 8 years and older, or whatever.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
Recipe here, what do you got? What age is it for?
Ooh, okay. If I was coming back to meet my younger self, what younger Alicia could have made this? say if I was 9 or 10, I could have done this easy.
Wow, cool.
It's very easy.
Impressive. Okay.
Definitely all these high school girls should be able to, and middle school. You guys should all be able to do this. So easy.
Cool.
I have enough faith in these girls.
When I was around that age, probably 10 to 12, I would say closer to 12, I think I recall a night when I had called my mom midday and asked her what was for dinner. And she says, you know what? I have an idea. And she gave me all the instructions on what to do to like make dinner and what time to start it all. And then she timed it so that when she came home, like dinner was ready.
I love it.
Yeah, it was really cool. She had enough. She's like, you know what? You're old enough to do this. So she taught me how to cook like salmon steaks, how to broil them.
Oh, nice. Oh, broil.
Yeah. And then we just had little rice and vegetables and that was it. Super easy.
Yeah. I love that.
And then I want to say for like a couple weeks there, that's all we ate. Like I was like, Mom, I'm cooking dinner. Don't worry about it. I got this.
I got this.
For like 2 weeks we ate salmon and rice and vegetables.
I am the man of this house. I will carry you all on my shoulders. I am making us salmon steaks.
Yep. I got this.
I love it. All right. I am just rolling these. So you see this? I'm just filling them, which is a lot of fun. And then I've rolled them and I secured them with a toothpick. I don't know if you can see these.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
See those little
you used 2. Okay.
Toothpicks? 2, yeah. So just so it doesn't come apart. I'd be pretty bummed if it all came apart in the oil because the oil would, seep in and you're not here for the taste of the oil. You're here for the taste of the filling.
I had the volleyball stuff all ready to go, but it's like I gotta see this process. I gotta see this part here, so that later when I want to make this myself, I can refer back to like these little details.
What we were up to.
So I'm gonna have to buy some of those.
Yeah, that's a pretty necessary part of this. I've tried doing it without, and I suck at that. I'd have to hold it. I'd have to hold it down, press it down pretty hard.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is our Taco Tips and Tactics Tuesday. We've got some creamy chicken, sort of flautas. We got a recipe from one of our members down in Salem. Thank you so much for that. Alicia made a couple modifications, and that's okay. She's modifying it because she didn't like the mayo, which I get it. Mayo is kind of weird sometimes. I didn't eat mayo for half my life growing up. I was not about to, yeah. And then you went with the flour tortillas to why was that again? Because it keeps better, or
I just thought they're healthier because they're low carb, so they're pretty high in fiber. But I thought with a creamy chicken like this that I disagreed with the writer of the chef or this recipe creation, because I don't think creamy would be good in a corn tortilla. It's more of like a casserole kind of filling that they were doing on there. And so I thought if I felt like it was a casserole kind of filling, then I would like to fill it in these tortillas and cook these up like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So thanks for joining us. If you're here for the volleyball tactics, you haven't missed a thing yet. We've been locked in on the action here with coach and chef Alicia. So I apologize for that. I have not been able to take my eyes off the screen. Like watching every step here as I take mental notes.
Love it.
All right. Well, maybe I can squeeze in some tactics here while you are
Yeah, I'm just
preparing
gonna roll a few more.
Okay. All right. We will start with what do we want to watch? I had put this. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen and then we'll pull this up here. Whoa. I really hope the sound is not on. Share screen. Up. Oops. Share the screen. Okay. I can't remember if I'm supposed to. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So I pulled this clip, and the reason I liked it is because if you're a middle, okay, if you're a middle, you're probably taught to, at least initially, you're probably taught to approach close to your setter, right? So we're talking about like running a quick attack in front of your setter, a one or a push one or something like that. You're probably taught to approach to your setter's shoulder or some sort of, arm's distance away from your setter, something like that. But sometimes what can happen there is that will lead you directly into the opposing middle blocker, or it'll run you directly into the left front blocker who's helping. Okay. So what we like to do is instead we talk about running into gaps. Okay. So we're going to play this clip, and on the far side, it's going to be very subtle. Okay. We're going to lob up this 1.5 here. And typically, this is something that we would run, we say maybe straight up and down right in the middle of the net. But when I go back and watch it on film, the way it's actually executed is it's always a little bit to the right or to the left. And what's happening here, I think, is because we're also telling our middles that when they approach, what we want you to do is turn and look for where the soft spots in the block would be. Okay, so this is a great clip here. If we're looking at it, you can see the outside here on this team in gray is pinched inside to help. Okay, we got the middle kind of in a neutral read, and you've got their right front blocker who's spread out wide. Okay, so you can see this large natural gap, and our middle kind of sets up a little bit more to her left, allowing this set to drift into that little bit of an opening. And it's just enough to give her the advantage there to get the kill. Now you can see if you were running something more close to, or you're following maybe a rule to approach tighter arm's distance to the setter, that would have run our middle directly in front of the opposing middle blocker, which would have made it much easier for her to block and take away angles. So that's kind of your tip for middles. Okay. Work on just, not just seeing the pass or the dig, but also kind of whether you're looking directly for the gaps or you're using your peripheral vision to see where the openings in the block would be. All you got to do is approach those areas, and your setter will find you there. Cool. Lisa,
Love that.
How we doing? Should I cut back to you?
We're
or
good.
Do another one?
Do another one. My oil just started becoming really shiny, which meant it was usable.
Okay.
And I've just got the flautas, this little side down, so it seals right away. And we're just cooking before one side before we flip to the other. So yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, I'm interested in what this shiny oil tip is, but
oh yeah,
I'll come back to you for that one. Let's see here. Okay, this next clip is meant to illustrate this idea of being adaptable with your skill set. Okay, so a lot of players, and this is for all ages, as you're looking to improve your skill or acquire new skills, it's easy to become very focused on like the keys or what the ideal way or ideal way of performing these skills would be. Okay. So as coaches, we kind of use either demonstrations or examples or like a, ideal model to help get you started. Okay. But again, what can happen is you can get a little too focused on trying to achieve and master this one particular way of doing something. And in reality, when you watch the most skilled players in volleyball and most skilled performers in any sport, they're actually not performing a repeatable, exact, ideal technique. They're performing the same movement effects and the same consistent results with varying techniques. Okay. So the idea that I'm trying to get across here is as you're building your skill, I want you to think of skill in terms of adaptability, having range or versatility. And basically, it's having multiple ways, more than one way to achieve a certain outcome or movement effect. Okay. So let's take a look. We're going to watch this near side hitter here on the left. And if you don't play outside, if you don't play on the left, that's okay, right? Use this example and apply it to your position with the idea being having multiple ways of doing one thing or achieving one result. Okay, here we go. Gonna be number 4 in blue on the left side of your screen. In this first attempt, she's gonna adjust and hit this inside ball, okay? In the second attempt, she's gonna adjust to a wide set, okay? And what we're looking at here is, if she were to focus on one particular, approach angle, one particular footwork pattern, or a expectation on where the set is supposed to be, she would have had a harder time adjusting to these two sets, both of which were not that great. Okay. Again, one was inside and one was wide. Okay. But her skill, right, her range and versatility and adaptability allowed her to work with those two, those two sets. Okay, so adaptability or flexibility, however you want to think of it. This past weekend, I was talking to Adam and Courtney about the idea of, dexterity, okay, and being able to, it's the same idea. But I've got, yeah, that's the idea of, skill as being flexible.
Love that.
How are we doing, Alicia? I can't see your screen.
Oh.
Let me get back to you. All right. Update us. Where are we at? What's been happening?
All right. So my friend, let me today's what I was talking about this one. See how I have this little flap right here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I toothpick together so that flap doesn't like totally become like this big old smiley face. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put this flap side down on the pan so our friend Gravity can take hold and make sure this comes out flat and doesn't unroll. Finished product here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you can kind of see it. I garnished it with some green onions and some cilantro. We've got our inside here. That's a little bright.
A little bright.
You can kind of see the inside here, but we're gonna give it our first taste. Yeah, absolutely.
Good flavor.
Tegan, yeah, Tegan, great call on the recipe, girl.
Tegan,
oh my gosh, I love that.
I love that you came through for us with a recipe for tonight. Thanks so much for doing that. Gosh, you're making it look so easy and delicious and doable, which obviously I'm excited about. but as an athlete too, and I'm trying to think of these, these younger kids who maybe want to get into, cooking up in the kitchen every now and then, and especially when we get back into the swing of things with being back in the gym, we're going to be back to eating at kind of like odd hours or schedules. So, this certainly seems like something that could work with
that's for sure.
Kind of being on the go again.
Yeah. And like, look at, you can pack this for lunch the next day. Be easy.
Now, so
you can have a few for dinner. You can make a whole bunch. Didn't take me long, and I have a whole bunch made.
The next day stuff. Now, how do you store it, right? So if I want, am I going to get some crunch next day? Am I going to like throw it in the microwave? What's kind of your?
Listen, the microwave is your crunch enemy.
Okay.
If you have an I air fry everything to reheat, just because I am in this life for a good crunch. So I'll just pop it in my air fryer for about a minute or two.
Yeah.
Let it reheat itself.
With the air fryer, do you have to respray it?
Or you can toss it in the.
Oh, we cut out.
Nope, I don't do. I don't know. I don't spray with any oils on the air fryer.
Okay.
I just pop it in there and let it do its thing. Or you can just put like you said, you broiled your salmon burgers. If you just toss this in the oven for like a minute or two on broil, because you don't need to bake. I would actually microwave it for 30 seconds just to warm the inside and then broil so it crisps the outside. Okay. Then you're looking at like 3-4 minutes tops on a reheat for this kind of item.
That's not bad at all.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Have you made something similar to this, or is this?
And because.
Sorry, Alicia, we cut out there.
No, I never really make flautas.
Okay.
Oh, I never really make flautas. I just kind of was like walking through Costco the other day and I saw flautas on the thing. And I was like, gosh, I haven't had a flauta in years. So when like I said, when I saw this recipe, I thought that would taste better in a flauta.
How much oil do you have in the pan for the frying deal? Is it like just coats the bottom or inch? How much are we doing here?
I mean, I didn't even coat the bottom. If the pan was this big, I put this much oil and just let it spread. The thing is, I don't want it a high level because it's going to seep in and my fillings are just going to taste like oil because it's going to come through the side and then it's going to grab all that filling and take it out through the side as well.
Got it.
So just a small amount of oil. And if you're filling, here's a fun fact for you. Wait, let me, if your filling gets out into the pan, like kind of see a little bit maybe, and your oil starts getting dirty, just take something that you dice tomatoes, pour your oil in here, wipe the pan, and then just go back with fresh oil so you don't get like burn. Because I have a few pieces that fell out. So I don't want my oil to taste burnt. I don't want my food to taste burnt from the stuff that's been cooking in there. So I always keep like a little vessel in case I need to pour the oil, wipe the pan with just a paper towel, and then get back to the action.
Alicia, I'm grinning and laughing to myself here because like this is the kind of stuff that I would tune into a real like food show, cooking show, because these are the tips that in all the recipes that I read, they don't talk about these kinds of things. I have that problem all the time where my food will taste like these burnt things and I'm like, what do I do about this?
Yeah, right? Like I remember one of the first times I made like a Nashville spicy fried chicken. My first batch of the fried chicken, it went into the oil and the oil's like an inch or two. Went into the oil. The first batch was absolutely incredible, but because it was like a flour bread coating, that a lot of it fell off. Like you pack it onto the chicken and like you press hard to keep it on there, but it falls off. And what does it do in that oil? It just keeps cooking. So my next batches tasted like absolute garbage, and I was so bummed because I was new to the oil game, and no one threw me a welcome party. And then look at that, we're all done with the flautas, and I got a whole bunch extra for snacks this week. And we're looking like, let's see, the tortillas 70 calories. I bet that chicken filling is probably, chicken's pretty low in calories.
Yeah.
I bet we're looking at 250 for a whole one of these, and this is pretty hefty. I mean, I packed this pretty full, but it's got good stuff in there. We've got healthy fats. We used an avocado oil because it's got a high smoke temperature, so it can handle the fry without having a bad taste, without the oil tasting different.
Very cool.
It is so good.
Good thing Adam's not on right now anymore, because he would just be, he'd probably hop in the car, drive all the way up there and across the pass.
Oh my gosh, I would love it.
Oh my gosh,
my husband's gonna be so stoked.
I want to make that. I want to make that tonight. What's the prep time on it? I saw you had everything prepped beforehand.
I had a whole roasted chicken. It took me about 4 minutes to just get the nice white meat off. I didn't take the legs off of there. But as much meat as I could grab in about 4 minutes and shred. Took me about 4 minutes to chop the bell pepper and the onion and the green onions. So maybe a total of 12 minutes on the prep.
Wow.
And then maybe about 15 minutes to cook.
Just
really not
safe,
bad.
I'm gonna
like I said,
all the time for
the
me.
roasted chickens.
I'm saving.
The roasted chickens are the way of the future. There's packed so full of flavor. Because boiling chicken is not great. You really got to season the heck out of it. And it's not necessary. Like, you got to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, no, I'm all about getting one of those already roasted, pre-cooked. I don't know what you say, but yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I mean, those things
roasted.
Those things sell out, so I don't know if
whole roasted chicken.
One.
I take those and
whole roasted chickens. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like $6 for the whole thing. I'll shred them and I'll make enchiladas with like a green sauce filling and just roll them and go. It's pretty easy for me to find a lot of ways to make meals out of that, especially getting out of the gym so late. I'm like, oh, at least I have a whole roasted chicken.
Yeah. No, this, I'm just thinking about like when I was younger, right? When you think back to when we were you're probably still an athlete. I was eating terrible when I was, in my high school, middle school years. And so I had nothing like this, right? Parents were working, so it was like, I'd be home, grandma's around, but, she doesn't want to help me out. So, and I don't want to bother her. So I'd go to like Taco Bell. I would go to Jack in the Box. I mean, fast food was my jam. And I got away with it, right? Probably because I was active and young. But then in my adult years, I ate the same food and I was no longer playing, right? So I don't know. I just think that this is great for, if I had something like this and I could learn to do this to go along with my salmon steaks, I would have been in business. I would have been way healthier. And
you can take those salmon steaks, cut them up, roll them up, and add just some softened veggies of yourself too, and you could have like a modified version of that. That'd be really tasty.
That seems like season 2 or coursework level 2. I don't know if I'm there yet. I'm gonna have to stick to the recipe and stick to your instructions for now. I don't want to be.
I get it.
I wouldn't say let me go rogue yet, right? If we're talking about like if I'm your setter, right? You're coaching me. You're teaching me how to run an offense. I don't know that you're really ready to just hand me the whole, thing just yet.
I get it. I appreciate your apprehension. It means you want to grow into that role. when you said that, when you're talking about feeling your body just a minute ago, it reminded me of a story. 4 years ago, we were at with my high school, Bend High. We were at the 5A state championships, and it was we made the finals. We're so stoked. It's our first year ever being in the finals, and it's like it really meant so much to this team. We were staying at the same hotel as the team that we were playing, which was Lebanon. And so like the whole 24 hours, it was like, can't, oh my gosh, please don't come in the elevator. The girls were acting crazy. So we were kind of comparing like everything that we did versus like us versus Lebanon. And we wake up that morning, we all go for a walk together. But midday, because 5, I think, midday we're all, and we went out to lunch, and we had all gotten sandwiches and salads and lots of like protein heavy stuff for us, because we were literally fueling our bodies for that game. And when we came back to the hotel, Lebanon is in the conference area, and they were all eating Sonic. And I turned to one of our other coaches and I was like, we're going to win this game. I know it right now. We're going to win this game. They're not feeling their body. They're not mentally as ready as our girls were. I just know that we have it, and we beat them in 3, and we were so stoked.
Oh man, that is awesome. Yeah, that's just one of those things where it's like, you got to think that along with all the other details and things that you guys did right, that I mean, that's awesome. I think the same way too when when I think about
I don't know why it sticks with me, but
no, I mean, I was the same way, still am the same way with Forefront. Maybe I'm a little bit more relaxed now than even just recent years, but no, you have to fuel your body. I mean, in 2018, so this is recent, we were at Triple Crown, and we won our pool. We're playing well, we're competing hard, we're getting challenged, and we had to play a really good team, Forza 1 out of Southern California, and we, in our crossover match, we hit a wall, and I'm like, what happened, right? And come to find out, we didn't fuel our bodies correctly. We didn't manage our food, our what we're eating in between games. So that was just a hard lesson, right? Is because like at a high stakes tournament, something as simple as you have to continue to eat right, and that makes a difference.
Yeah. In that same state championship, we played Marist in the semifinals, and they had that big hitter, Claire. What's her last name? Claire
Hoffman. I don't know. She's the one that
Hoffman. Yeah, we played her, and that semifinals, that felt like the finals because of how intense that game was. But we called the timeout just because one of our biggest hitter, she was running low on energy, and I was like talking to the head coach. I'm like, I think we need to call a timeout. Call a timeout. She calls it because we need to talk to our setter anyways. And I turned to her and I was like, are you allergic to peanut butter? She was like, no. And I was like, eat this as fast as you can. We just needed some like quick protein in her. She's coming back on the court and she was like, but I feel like it helped her. Like it just gave her that boost to get her through. Cause that went to 5-13 final score, like best game of our career for sure. But it was just so funny. Whether it helped her physically or just mentally, it helped her.
I'm sure it was both, but we I don't know if we do these days anymore. But when I used to coach high school, we had our tackle box, right? It had our med kit, and in there had all these fast energy. I got a lot of stuff from like cycling shops, right? So I don't know, energy blocks, goo, like the stuff that they can just hit real quick, and it's supposed to, you're supposed to feel its effects, immediately. And then what started happening was the non-starters started eating them. I was like, you guys, this stuff is really only supposed to be
I'm hungry.
eaten if you're when you really need it.
This is not for pleasure. This is for performance.
Dude, they were eating all the energy blocks, the shock blocks, and yeah.
I love that.
Let me just, because we didn't do as much video last week, let me hit a couple more tips videos here for anyone that's interested. So I've got one. Oh, I forgot. I got to share screen first. Sorry guys, hang with me here. Share screen 2. There we go. All right. So speaking of Triple Crown, this was, gosh, almost a year ago. At Triple Crown in Kansas City. We played this really good team out of Nebraska, VCN Nebraska here. And like us, they're kind of a mixed age group team. Okay, obviously they play in the 18s division, but like us, they had underclassmen playing on their 18s team. They were also not at full strength. Okay, so like us, we had a player, one of our starters was injured just prior to this tournament. They also had, I think, 1 or 2 players that didn't even travel with them that weekend. So at any rate, somehow both of us made it into the 18 Open Division Finals, and here we faced each other in this match. We went on a run here with our serving, and it gave us just enough of a cushion to hold the lead here and win it. But what I want to talk about is kind of like the serve receive, eye work, visual search strategies. I think a lot of times what we talk about with passing and reception is, drop your shoulder, keep your movement quiet and simple, and all these typical things that are more relevant to like the actual movement or the technique. When we talk about what to look at and what to see, usually we just say things like, look at the server, right? Or watch their contact, or watch the ball, whatever. What I'm going to get at here, and the tip that I want to give you, is when it comes to practicing your serve receive, you cannot just practice the technique or the instructions that you're given. You also have to practice not thinking about those things and performing. Okay. And on our team, what we like to do, more so now, but when I think back to recent years, we would tell the players, in this segment of our practice, you are not to think about the technique or the instruction that we were giving you, or the technique and instruction that you were giving yourself. Okay, you have to practice that. And here's why. And I think what's happening in these plays here is this player is getting distracted and over focused on some technique, whether it's her visual search or her platform or physical technique. And you're going to see here what happens. We picked on her too because we started to see her break down a bit. All right. She was doing this thing where it's you don't really see it here, but she was watching the ball, all the way down into her platform. Okay. And for me, that's always a sign of that's a serve target for us. Anyone who wants to watch the ball into their platform, that tells us you're actually not that good at passing. So we're going to serve you. Okay. And that's what we did. And here's what happens. So, that first pass, not so bad, but we're going to stay on her. We're going to serve it flat. We're going to make it really hard for her to read. Okay. You can see there again, this sort of thing only really happens when you're caught off guard or you're overthinking and processing, information rather than using your visual search strategies to just pick up the information that's there, right? So practice not thinking and just allowing yourself to pick up on the information that's there. She'd pick up on the speed and direction of that ball, and then just kind of let herself react. We're going to stay on her again, right? And how it started, we really didn't know that she was going to be a target for us, but we saw her trying to watch the ball into her platform, and that was a tell right away that even if she passed a couple well, that she was vulnerable there. Okay, so the other thing that I think just relates here and why it's so important.
Yeah, the opportunity to not pass the few well.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing that, obviously there's probably a lot that goes into this, and I could be wrong, right? This is just my interpretation of what I thought was happening at the time. The other thing too about serving really flat and close to the tape there is that also just makes it really difficult to read. Okay, something that doesn't have a whole lot of vertical, up and down or change or whatever. It's very, and it's coming straight at you. It's very hard to pick up on the information that's there. Okay, how fast it's going, whether it's going to drop or keep riding. So at any rate, those things together, right? The fast, flat serve that's coming straight at her, and maybe her, not feeling so confident in her passing at the time, and trying to watch the ball into her platform. Those things together, I think made it really difficult for her. So again, my tip there is for you. Obviously at times you're gonna have to think about your technique and what you're doing and all that, but that's not going to be a strategy to rely on in high pressure games like this. Okay. What you need to do is practice not thinking about those things, practice clearing your head, and kind of just attuning to the information that's there. And that's how you're going to perform in these big games. Or
would you ever say that there's a time in practice that you would have players watch the ball to their platform? Is that something that you have in practice and then kind of like build upon and then let go?
There's only one, that's a great question. And there's only one scenario where I would do that. And I'll just pull up another. This has a ton of reception. So we'll watch these as we talk. The only time I would really tell a player to watch the ball into their platform is if they have no idea where it is or where the ball's going. Okay. So what's happening here when we pass, there's a couple things that we have to understand first. We have to understand that as the ball gets within, about, I'm going to say 200 milliseconds before we contact it, but you can think of that in terms of like within 5 feet of contact. So somewhere right around here. Okay. Right around here, as the ball is going to drop into your platform, it's going to be moving at a speed faster than your eyes can physically move and maintain like a clear, informative image of the moving object. Okay. So if you ever watch passers, you'll notice that in the last 5 feet of the ball traveling up until contact, their eyes don't actually continue to track the ball. Okay. I don't know, Alicia, if you've ever noticed that, but I see it all the time. Okay. And what's happening there is
I'm trying to think, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, you can look at pictures. If you look at pictures of anyone who's got a photo of someone digging and making contact with the ball, if their eyes are open, they're not looking at the ball. And it's because our eyes can't move at what's called this angular velocity. Okay. The ball is just moving so fast through our field of vision there that your eyes, even if you just look, I don't know if you're seeing me, but if you like hold your two fingers apart and you just, without moving your head, you try to switch back and forth with your eyeballs, you can feel how difficult it is, and the limit in terms of the velocity at which your eyes can move, rapid eye movement. Okay. So that is why I don't teach players to track the ball into their platform. It's because I know that their eyes can't move that fast. Now, what do athletes do? We can move our entire head faster than our eyes can move. Okay. But what happens when you move your head is your vision becomes very blurry, right? So anytime you make these rapid eye movements or even like these really fast head jerks and movements, your vision suppresses itself so you don't get motion sick, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it feels like it would be discombobulating.
Yes. So moving your head at that speed would complicate your movement and make you off balance. And I don't want to get into too much detail more than I already have, but that's kind of what's going on. And as you move your head slowly to maintain your focal point on the center of the ball, again, it's moving at such a high rate that even if you could manage to stay balanced, to continue to track and predict and see where that ball is going to go, the visual input lag is always going to be there. So any information that you get in the last 200 milliseconds of the ball flight, you physically just, you cannot get any useful information there, because the time it takes for you to see it and then create a movement response is going to be too slow, right? It just doesn't matter. It's the same reason why when a ball floats in the last 200 milliseconds or the last 5 feet of the ball, it's the same reason why if it floats late like that, you're always going to shank it, right? Unless you get lucky and whatever. But it's just, even if you make the right read and move, you can't make it or complete that movement in time. Okay, so that's kind of a long explanation for why I don't teach it. To answer your question, the one situation, okay, great. So the one situation where I would teach it, and this is supported by the research that is out there, is if we are tracking and reading the ball and we don't have any clue as to where it's going. Some studies have found that if you just look to where you think, if you just look to the point and guess where you think the ball is going to go, it's not so much that you'll improve your performance in that moment. What you will do is be able to have a visual experience of here's what I saw early and here's where the ball ended up late, right? So again, if you have no idea where the ball is going, turning and looking and guessing or looking in the general area is a way to invest in future performance, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that would be the one situation, you know, like that clip where the girl got blown up, the passer got blown up and it hit her kind of high on the shoulder and she just, right? I mean, if she saw it, she would have reacted in time, but she didn't see it. In those scenarios,
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, look to see where the ball ends up, right? So she's going to see it ending up high on her shoulder. That's going to be an investment in, okay, maybe one day as I see and pick up on this visual information, I might, you know, I might be more attuned to, you know, what's happening there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question.
Oh, I love that. I love getting educated.
This player here, number 5, is this the clip? No, sorry, I'm just looking for this player for Kentucky, number 5. She's a DS. She's very good. Give me a second here while I pull up her video clip. It should have been in here, but we're gonna watch her pass. Like I said, she's awesome. I mean, their starting libero must be even better. But when I watched this kid play, I mean, her movements, her passing, everything was just so good. We got to watch it. Okay, let me pull it over here. What's her name? Lauren Tharp. Played for, I think, Kiva, probably, volleyball club out there in Kentucky. But, you know, if I were to use a model or a demo for passers, I would certainly use this video as an example. You know, her range, she's reading really well. You know, as you're watching, I don't know what jumps out at you as, you know, that you really like?
Yeah. Sorry. Am I looking at the white team?
Yeah, like number
Yes, okay.
5 right there. Like, look at this.
Gotcha. Yes.
This next one, her range, you know, and obviously her teammates trust her a lot because she was cutting people off and making some big moves or big angles, what we call them.
She's a bulldog back there.
Yeah, she's pretty solid. Where's that one where, yeah, I really like, you know, and some of these are landing and dropping pretty short, right? Which we know are really difficult to handle. And, you know, she's not fooled. I mean, she's picking up on the information. And that's kind of another thing. Like when I say picking up on the information that's out there and available, I'm being very particular with the use of the word information, which is different than cues. Like the visual information that's out there is always there. And so whether an athlete perceives it or picks up on it, right, and is able to use that information, you know, will depend. But you know, instead of like visual cues where you might see one thing and then think, okay, I see this means that. What you're doing there is kind of like taking one moment of information and predicting what will happen. If you can pay more attention to the information that's always out there and changing and not revolving, but it's changing, right? So now you're not just relying on one sort of cue or moment in her play, but you're seeing the whole thing and getting as much information as long as you can, right? Does that make sense? I don't know if that'll make sense.
Yeah, I like the juxtaposition between the no, I like the juxtaposition between those two words.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's what, you know, she's a great example of someone who's paying close attention to the information, right? So we call it this like online control. She's not seeing one thing and then using this prediction or, you know, using a representation that says this skill that I've practiced and trained and memorized will fit this moment. It's more that because I think if you do that, I think that's how you get fooled, right? You see this, okay, this ball is going to be deep, and then all of a sudden it drops on you short. You know, I think if you can learn to just continue to pick up on the specifying information that's out there, I think you're going to be fooled a lot less, which means you're going to be responding and performing appropriately more often.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that
that's awesome.
It. Yeah. I got more clips there, but we'll save
Alrighty.
next week. And yeah, I feel.
And if anyone has any recipes to send in,
absolutely. We just got a little cut off there, so I'll repeat what Alicia said. We're asking for recipes. So if you've got a killer taco recipe that you love and you want to share it with us, do that. Send it to any one of us, and we'll see what we can do about firing it up and cooking it to your standards. And yeah,
love it.
What do you got here? You got more leftovers, or?
I'm making some Spanish rice for my husband so he can have like a meal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike, for all your knowledge.
No, thank you for all your knowledge.
Pass that back.
Yeah. We'll hopefully, again, the weeks are going to go by so fast. So hopefully we'll get another recipe up soon. And then if you have more ideas, I'm asking you for ideas now too, right? If there's more information that you think would be cool to discuss on the show from a tips and tactics standpoint, I'm all ears. And,
awesome.
Happy to search.
And we can apply those to JGNC when we go.
Absolutely.
All these tips and tricks.
Yep, it's happening. I can taste it. Well, thanks everybody for joining us, tuning in or watching this on replay if that's what you're doing. Thank you, Tegan, for taking the time to submit a recipe to us. That was awesome. And
yes, you rock, Teags.
And Alicia, thanks so much for having us again in your home, in your kitchen, and helping us. I don't know, be better cooks.
Love it. I absolutely love it.
We'll see you guys. Probably not. I don't know if we'll do a hump day stream tomorrow because we've got SAQ that I'm going to be at. But stay tuned and keep following us on social media to get notified when the next stream goes live. Bye, Alicia.